Four Midwest Guys presents...
Here we go!
I've got a mission for you.
This should be good.
Blend in, find out who's loyal to the good guys and who isn't.
Star Wars Resistance Decoded.
You can work on my team.
Get ready to be impressed!
You've got to be kidding me.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to Four Midwest Guys Presents Star Wars Resistance Decoded. Today we'll be reviewing Season 1, Episode 6, The Children of Tehar. Again, there's a discrepancy between what's happening with what DirecTV is apparently numbering it, which is the one we're following, and the way Disney Online is now numbering it. So this is Episode 5.
5/6.
If you're going by what Disney's posting online, and Episode 6 if you go by what DirecTV is saying. Also, apparently, DirecTV, because I record both, because of the way I set up my DVR initially, Disney Channel has it right and is calling this episode The Children of Tehar. However, if you record it off of Disney XD, it will say Episode 6, The Runaways. So, lots of confusion out there. I think Disney and DirecTV need to sit down and figure out exactly what is what and how things go.
Weird.
But anyway, we're going to call it Episode 6, Children of Tehar, or we'll just call it Children of Tehar, and you can figure it out from there.
Children of Tehar, the Runaways.
AKA the Runaways. But anyway, let's get... absolutely. I forgot last week. I definitely don't want to forget this week.
Oh, hello everyone, I'm here.
Here to help me always is Mr. Brian Eggenbauer.
Hey, what's up?
What's going on, B?
Not much, man.
All right, I like this one. So I know you have a little different opinion, but let's get started.
Yeah, let's get started.
All right, so Kaz still sucks as a mechanic, apparently.
Yes.
Still has trouble following direction.
Yep.
Upper left, right, left, whatever left.
I know.
It was really more up and down to me.
Turn it to the right. No, that would be the left.
That'd be the left. Kind of cracked it. Yeah, so right off the bat, he breaks the, I forget what it was even, something with a C.
Compressor,
compactor,
maybe?
or something. Anyway, compensator. That's what it was. It was a compensator. But he does kind of own up to his mistakes, and he's willing to fix it. Although Tam pretty much throws everything at him but the kitchen sink. In the meantime, I mean, really, he's dodging wrenches like dodgeball.
Yeah.
Out there. If you can dodge a wrench, you can dodge a ball. But she's pretty pissed doesn't understand it. Anyway, but next scene that I kind of like is we jump right to the bar, and they overhear somebody talking about 20,000 credits. It's almost like a video game setup, kind of like a D&D
right
kind of thing. Like you were in a bar, and
you overhear a group of guys talking about a bounty on two kids.
Right. So these two children have 20,000 credit out to collect. He doesn't know it's the First Order, but in a way. So that kind of moves us along. And they go out to try to find the kids. They kind of run into them accidentally. And from there, things kind of move along. And he asks for help from Niku. Niku's willing to help him. By the way, Niku is paying throughout this entire episode, by the way. So, which is kind of cool. I mean, it kind of shows his very unselfishness
Right, and that he has a ton of money.
Yeah, he has. Yeah, he seems to have bottomless pits as far as money. But he's willing to do the right thing. And one of his friends are apparently the Teenage Mutant Engineer Turtles, aka the Childea. I kind of like these guys. They're just so odd and so out of place and so unexpected that to me it feels like something George Lucas maybe would have done. To me, I don't know, kind of very Star Wars-esque from that feel.
Right. It did have the odd alien like the kind you would see in the background of a bar scene or something.
Yeah.
Like Maz's.
Yeah, Maz's a bar.
Right, and they're going through all the scenes, and you see all the different types of creatures. That's kind of what it reminded me of. Like, oh, well, we might have seen them somewhere else.
Yeah.
But it's kind of weird that we're seeing them as engineers.
That would be the last thing I would think is a slow.
Yeah, it's like, we need to get this done. We need to get this done. Okay. It's almost as good as the whatchamacallit. The what was it? The sloth.
Oh yeah, the sloth and what was the name of that movie? Zootopia.
Yeah, in Zootopia.
That's
and
right.
at the DMV.
Yeah. But yeah, so they're literally pretty much they don't make them bigger or anything. They're pretty much as if you would really stand up a really large giant sea turtle.
Mm-hmm.
And you know they're just like you see in the picture. They're the engineers, but apparently they have eyes and ears everywhere. So not only do they fix things, but I guess they receive information on stuff that's broke, and they have.
Well, my guess
all the ins and outs of the place.
Well, my guess is because they don't move as fast, people don't really realize that they're there working on things.
That could be.
So they're just kind of like they literally are the fly on the wall kind of thing. They just hear things.
Yeah, they're like whatever. So, so it's a good. They actually end up being a very good source of information. But right away, you know, Kaz is pretty much keeps drawing attention to himself throughout this because he had a run-in with the kids. Captain Doza is very interested in this fact. In fact, he gets summoned to his basically to his office, like the principal's office, and he starts questioning Kaz. Like, you know, Kaz quickly turns over what the little Taz, the symbol or whatever,
Right.
to him. But yeah, he seems to. I don't know. He just turns the kids right over. I mean, he asks the First Order who they are, what they are.
I'm like, well, they're here.
Yeah.
Okay.
Even though it was like you're questioning to find out why they've done this, and you find out that they're telling you some bullshit story that he doesn't seem to buy.
Well, no, obviously not. Like, it's not going to be a higher-ranking person in the First Order missing two kids that are like street rat kind of people,
Right.
and there's a $20,000 credit on them. Like,
Bounty on their head.
yeah, like why would the First Order? Oh, well, okay. Well, they're here. Okay. That was kind of stupid.
Yeah, to me, this shows that, you know, he's willing, that he doesn't care, or he may care, but he puts the value of his place, his daughter, his livelihood, his place above them.
Right, which is what
him.
kind of like what you brought up earlier off the air about Lando.
Yeah.
Like, could he be Lando
of the
like
episode.
putting all of Cloud City ahead of just
Just
Han.
his friends. And,
Right.
Right.
So he's like, I'll take care of everyone here if just give up two people.
Right. To me, it's you know,
Yeah.
the needs of the many outweigh the needs of the few or the
Right.
one.
Mm-hmm.
A little Star Trek for you. Yeah. So I don't know. We'll have to see how that develops. If he'll continue to go down this path, will he continue to straddle the line, or will he go more towards the First Order, or will he veer away from it? I don't know. We'll have to see how it plays out, but it's definitely developing his character and kind of showing who he kind of is. And he's not a static character by any stretch of the imagination. He's got some depth to him, and we'll have to see if he turns into the good guy, a bad guy, or the Lando kind. So as we go, but anyway, so let's talk about the Children of Tehar. I found this, I really like this.
Did we get their names?
We do. It's Kel and Elia, I believe. I could be wrong about the girl. I know the kid was definitely Kel. Yeah, I think it's Elia and Kel.
Okay.
So, but yeah, so what I really liked about this, and here's a couple, well, let's talk about them overall first for a little bit. I liked how they were even drawn. Like, to me, they look like the Rugrats. Remember the Rugrats episodes?
Right, yeah, they look like grown-up versions of the Rugrats.
Right, with the hair especially for some
And
reason.
they had yellowish eyes, kind of like how the Rugrats are drawn.
Yeah, it was kind of that kind of tint and everything kind of reminded me of the Rugrats. I don't know why. But a couple things I did notice is the male, Kel, seems to have augmented strength.
Okay.
He pushes Kaz, you know, and he goes flying. And then when it comes to time to pick up the crate, he does it with little to no effort, where Kaz is struggling. Of course, Kaz is pretty much a weakling, but still, it seems like Kel has some strength. Ellie, on the other hand, as she was running, and some people think it didn't, she kind of broke her leg before she ran into BB-8.
Yeah, I thought she hit BB-8 and broke her leg or whatever, or hurt her leg real bad.
But
and you said you rewatched it, and the break happens before she hits BB-8.
At least you hear a breaking noise, and that's when she goes "ow," and then she runs into BB-8. So, is it, you know, does this something that's indicative to the species of Tahar, or is it maybe just malnourishment? So, are all the males strong? Is he just the exception to the rule? These are just a few quick takes, quick observations I made while they were introducing these kids.
Mm-hmm.
Their home village is destroyed by Kylo Ren and stormtroopers. To me, this was huge. To me, this says they're a big enough threat that Kylo Ren or Snoke or both have decided that they need to wipe them out, which puts them on the same level when you look at it and you think about that, because Captain Phasma says their name will now fade from memory and our plans will be kept from the Resistance. So to me, that almost sounds like they're putting up there with the Jedi. Like they want to wipe them out. They want whatever it is they have, whatever powers they have, whatever it is that's about them. They want them to disappear from history. Same with the Jedi. So to me, that says we maybe have some new Jedi myth, Jedi lore, something to do with the Jedi, something to do with the Force, like maybe with Zeb. How the Zeb had the different use of the Force.
That kind of sounds like you're reaching there.
Maybe a little bit, but maybe not. To me, it could just be that they're, they helped them build Starkiller Base and they want them wiped out. I don't know.
Right,
It could be as weak as that.
I don't think they're in any kind of same level or anything as the Jedi. Because I don't like macaroni and cheese, we'll say, doesn't mean I don't like the Steelers, right?
Right.
But I really hate the Steelers. I can eat macaroni and cheese. You know what I mean? Like it's one of those like just because it's saying the same thing, I don't think they're in the same category.
Well, because I see what you're saying, but when you take into the fact that these kids are on the run, they've placed them here, and that they're the last two, or at least they seem like they're the last two right now, and the fact that, and again that they have these, at least the boy has augmented strength, seems to have some ability of his own. To me, all this adds up. This all fits the mold of a new kind of myth or power or something that they're going to slowly introduce into the Star Wars universe, especially through Resistance, I should say.
Right, but we didn't see any kind of Force thing though. It was just strength. Right. So it could just be like the males are the workers.
It could be,
and like they built the pyramids. They're able to lift the giant boulders.
And it could just be the beginning. We may see this develop as time elapses. And again, yes, I am speculating and I am drawing from this, but these few little hints have got my Star Wars
at least
radar
I was gonna say at least it got things thinking, and it wasn't just
right,
those kind of characters. Okay.
Yeah, there's something,
there was some kind of a tie-in.
There's something about these kids, the fact that they made them brother and sister, the fact that it has that kind of Star Wars feel to me. And so they either have powers related to the Force, they know about the Jedi. We hear the girl say that Kylo Ren had a laser sword, like in the stories of the Jedi. So, like everybody else in the galaxy, they at least know who the Jedi are, or we're told stories about the Jedi. So either they have a Force-related power, or they have powers that are separate from the Force. Either way, to me, that kind of got me thinking. I'm like, man, that's awesome, because that could possibly be new. What I've been dying for since they started the sequel trilogy, and what it's been missing, especially was really missing from The Last Jedi, is the lack of Star Wars myth, new lore, new things that you can build on. And to me, this might be cracking the door open ever so slightly. And so it got me thinking, it got me speculating. Now, it could be that they could just have a really great strength, and that could be the end of it. But I don't think anything happens for accident in these episodes. Okay. Like, I think she broke her leg maybe to show that they also have the power. They understand herbs and holistic healing, things like that. Right,
but that was even weird too, because they didn't even use the herbs.
I know.
They just used it as compress.
They used it very weakly.
Like, they're like, okay, so you probably could have just got ice.
Well,
instead of him paying all those credits for the herb.
Yeah, it's used it's not used the way it should have been used. They should have at least threw it on her skin or something. And
they should have put water in it, mixed it up, and then used it as a paste on her skin to heal or whatever. But Whatever. We're not writing the show.
I know it's weak writing. The way that was used was weak, and I agree. It could have been done better. But nevertheless, they're revealing all these little things and all these little hints and clues about these kids. So they could be that, and I'm just going to speculate for a minute. So they could also be, maybe they know something about Luke Skywalker. Maybe they're just.
Well, I don't think they'd be that because they said they want it because of the plans.
Right.
To keep it from the resistance.
But if they don't.
But that wouldn't make any sense that they would know where.
Well, remember Force Awakens though. They want to keep the resistance from finding Luke Skywalker first. So that's why
I think they just want to find Luke Skywalker first. I don't think they want to keep the resistance from finding him.
Well, they don't, because Snoke's biggest fear is if Skywalker returns, the new Jedi will rise. That's what he says in Force Awakens. So maybe they know something about Skywalker. I hope not, because to me that's kind of weak writing in my opinion, but it could be. And the other thing I thought, because it got my wheels turning, are they like guardians of the wheels of the Force? Are they like the Force monks that we see in Rogue One? Are they that kind of a people?
I don't know. I was hoping that they were gonna kind of be like it was gonna be kind of like they were two that got away from the Knights of Ren, like the training facility where Luke was. You know what I mean? Like,
right.
And they got away. That Kylo wasn't able to get to him, and now Kylo's not out to get him because he's trying to wipe him out.
Yeah,
that's what I was kind of hoping for in this episode, but didn't get it.
Yeah, I thought he was going to show up too because they show his shuttle, and I was like, oh.
Now the other thing that this could tie into, and it didn't cross my mind until you just said something about tying it in.
Right. Was
this could tie in, like, because of Rogue One with the Guardians of the Wills. Maybe this ties into that new live action series that they're putting together for that character from Rogue One.
Oh yeah, the newly announced Captain Andor spy series. There could be some. They could be
like they could talk about Tahar and stuff. He could go there, and
it's possible. It's very possible. And speaking of tie-ins, the tie-in I thought about, because we find out from Kaz has given his spy report. We'll talk a little bit more about that in depth in a minute. But we find out that Tahar, at least they think Tahar must be out in the unknown regions or wild space.
Wild space.
And we've heard. Suddenly I have Bill and Ted in my head.
I know.
Excellent. We are Iron Maiden. We are Wild Space. I am Darth Ted. All right. Anyway, but yeah. So episode 9. We've heard rumors of episode 9 taking place in wild space in the unknown regions. So it is possible that this world is tied in or will be tied into episode 9 in some way, shape, or form. So we could see some foreshadowing through Resistance of episode 9 or vice versa after the fact. Once episode 9 comes out, we've already seen a little bit of it and we'll get more of it after the fact. So a lot of interesting stuff here. I feel like they're dropping crumbs or they're planting the seeds and they're giving us little hints and little clues of what's coming and where they're going.
At least you hope so.
At least I hope so. It could be that they're just a group of people that put together Star Killer Base and they want them wiped out. I hope not. I don't think it is, not with what happened in this episode, but it could be. But I'm liking what I'm seeing. I'm starting to get excited. In case you can't tell, I'm starting to get that Star Wars feel. The feels are starting to come back. The Force is starting to come back with this show. I know you don't feel it yet. Hopefully,
I do not feel it. I mean, I'm sorry. Like I said, this out of all of the episodes thus far,
yeah,
this one had the potential,
yeah,
to turn that, turn the corner.
Okay,
but it didn't.
Yeah,
it fell flat.
The other thing that I thought was interesting, and another reason why, and I just show this real quick, is they kept showing the symbol all throughout the episode. Kaz picks up on it right away in the bar. They start talking about it. Kaz gets a hold of it. He looks at it. We see it. Doza holding it. Once he gets a hold of it, and he looks at it. Even at the end of the episode, they show it over and over and over again. So I just wonder if this is a symbol or something that we will see in episode 9. Will we see it in other Star Wars things? And obviously, we're going to see more of it, I think, in Star Wars Resistance. But it's interesting.
What does it look like, Brian?
Symbolism.
What does it look like to you?
Right now, it doesn't look like a whole lot of anything other than maybe a ghost.
I was going to say, it almost looks like a ghost, like carrying a suitcase.
Yeah, or
over top of a planet.
or it could be the back of a K and a C. Yeah, I don't know. It's kind of got a yin and a yang kind of a look to it a little bit, kind of sort of.
They can't see your mouse.
I know they can't see my mouse, but so you got the, the two dots and a little bit of a circle. So it's hard to say at this point. But the fact that they're giving so much attention to the symbolism, here's another detail about new myth, new lore, new Star Wars myth lore, which to me that's the bread and butter of Star Wars. I love that shit.
Okay.
So something just to keep an eye on, something to think about as we go forward. So let's talk about, but let's move on because I could go on and on and on about it. Let's talk about Captain Pyre. He's the Star Wars Stormtrooper that we've been seeing, that we see.
The Golden Trooper.
He's the Golden Trooper. He's the one down here in the corner next to our logo. That is him. That's Captain Pyre. So I always thought that maybe this was the sun reflecting off of Phasma's,
Right.
off her armor. But no, it is indeed a separate stormtrooper. It's Captain Pyre that we've heard talked about. I think in episode 2 they talked about him with the pirates and Phasma. But apparently he's just a commander though, and he reports to Phasma, and he's just like a regular stormtrooper commander. He wears the traditional Empire, the black, whatever you call it, the
Shoulder pad.
the shoulder pad, that he's the captain, and then he has the gold, armor. So to me, I just wonder, what is this? Because now you have a silver Captain Phasma, you have a gold Captain Pyre, and then there's Commander Volreg, who's red. So this is
So he's red or bronze.
red or bronze, yeah. So you have
Gold, silver, bronze.
gold, silver, and bronze in a different order. So this is interesting to me because, especially when you think about the Empire as being very black and white,
Right.
and so now they're using color and they're using insignia and they're giving different rank because of it. And obviously to us, it's because technology has changed and they're wanting to sell more toys and stuff. But to
Right.
me, when you think about it in the Star Wars context, what do you think about this with the First Order, Brian? Do you think there's anything to it that they might be adding to their lore, to their...
Well, it's one of those things. I really hope that's what they're doing. Like, I really hope that it's like we'll eventually see a general assembly, and you see there are several silver troopers,
different,
and there's several,
brigades.
golden troopers working underneath them, and then there's several red troopers working under each one of the golds, right?
Red pilots.
Yeah, and I just think that would be kind of cool because it would allow us to spin off from using Phasma and everybody and be like Phasma's counterpart, whoever
Right. Captain,
was in charge of this region of wild space, and then we could follow them, and see more vehicles.
Right. More vehicles. It's coming. It's coming. Next episode. Anyway, we'll talk about that in a little bit. So yeah, I'm digging the gold. It just doesn't seem to be much else to him yet. Of course, we got about this much of him.
Right.
So we'll see how it goes. I'd like to see that really develop. And but I really like that we have a gold stormtrooper. I think it's freaking awesome. As long as they don't turn it into Power Rangers. But
Right.
Red Ranger, Gold Ranger, the White Ranger. What?
Gold Trooper, assemble.
Gold Trooper, assemble. Form. I'll form that. No, that's.
I don't know how the rest of that went. I didn't watch that.
I don't know.
I didn't really watch that show.
I'm actually going with Voltron. That's what I remember as a
Oh
kid.
yeah,
So.
I was like, I didn't watch Power Rangers.
So at the end, Kaz finally we get to see Kaz give his first spy report.
Which was weird and extremely loud.
Yes.
Like,
Like everybody could hear it.
Yeah,
right?
I was like, so I've seen the First Order, and they have. I was like, who's he talking to? Like, why is he talking so loud?
It was just funny to me. I was just like, it's like he didn't go anywhere secret or like look around or anything.
Yeah, and then it wasn't like,
boop, boop, boop.
yeah. Like, I'm walking down the middle of the hallway. Oh, look, there's a comm. I'll call him. Hey, what's up, Bob? Yeah, just found out stormtroopers are here. What?
I thought the same thing. I was like, what the hell? At least like go in a door, close a door. I don't know, closet,
Yeah.
something, little wristband, something. I don't know.
Maybe one of those photograph booths that they have at weddings now.
Yeah, something. Have a little like a hologram on his watch.
Yeah,
you know,
you're not.
something-
It's like, hey, this is what I found.
something
Nope,
spy
nothing.
looking. But anyway, despite that, we find out they bring back a character from The Force Awakens, Ello, who I actually have a picture of. So you bring up. So Ello there, you will recognize him from The Force Awakens. He plays an X-wing pilot in The Force Awakens. Apparently, he's taking reports for Poe because he's out on a mission.
Mm-hmm.
And but I did like how they used Ello, used somebody familiar, already existing to connect us back to the bigger Star Wars world, if you will. So it did led me to think, what kind of mission is Poe on? Is he on some sort of mission that we see in the comic books, maybe or maybe not? But considering that I've already seen the preview for next week, Poe comes back in the next episode, so I don't think he's actually on the main mission to find Luke Skywalker as of yet, because that was the first thing I thought. I was like, oh god, he's already out, because it's only 6 months before The Force Awakens, so that's the first thing I thought. But no, he's back next week, so I don't know, maybe it ties into the Poe Dameron comic, maybe in some way, shape, or form, something
Perhaps.
like that. So, but it more than likely is just a reason to not have Poe in every episode and use him sparingly,
Right.
and use only time when they need him, kind of thing.
But it is kind of weird that the only time he tries to contact him, Poe's not there.
Yeah, that's true.
As Poe put him on this mission, he tries to contact him and say, hey, what's up? And his boss essentially isn't there.
Exactly. And then obviously he drops the big name. He drops the Kylo Ren name, and he's like, does that mean anything to you? And I think Ella says, you could say that. And he's, of course, immediately he goes, well, General Organa will want to hear about this right away.
Mm-hmm.
So obviously, we know the connection and being her son. I don't know. Do you think this is going to finally maybe get that face-to-face meeting with Leia, between him and Leia, because it's about Leia's son? And
You mean with Kaz?
Kaz?
No.
You don't think it'll get him an audience?
Nope. I don't think so.
No.
It's no. There's not really a reason for it, because he's just giving along information. It's not like he has a connection to Kylo.
Okay.
So I don't think that's going to be. I
You
think
don't think it'll be enough?
nope. I think that was just one of their little. They tried to drop a nugget there to.
Yeah. Just let us know that, bigger context, bigger story. Remind us maybe. I don't know. I think it might. I think that might be what the next episode is too. Maybe Poe has been dispatched to retrieve him. I don't know. Or maybe do a little training with him for once, since he's untrained and he's actually starting to get information. He's not just a one-off kind of thing. I don't know. We'll see. Also, nice little final point is Kaz finally gets a little recognition from Mello. Kind of pumps him up a little bit.
Right.
Heard a lot of good things. Poe says, what you be doing with the Resistance is great, blah, 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 doing a great job.
But but also it sounds like something that they feed everybody to keep them going.
Yeah, kind of, yeah. But you need to think about all the sacrifices that he's made. He's gone from living way up here to down in the bottoms of nothing,
Right.
and, scraping by. It's
Or people
So-
at work. I heard a lot of good things about you. You've been doing good, right? Who was that? Fucking no idea.
So, they're pumping him up maybe, but still. So he gets a little recognition. So I thought that was pretty cool. So, all right. Well, that brings our review of this episode to a close. But before we go, where can you find 4 Midwest Guys? Well, it's real easy. The best place to go is www.4midwestguys.com. Again, that is the number 4midwestguys.com. There you can find links to our Facebook, to our Twitter, to our Instagram. Well, I need to add Instagram yet, but it will be there shortly, as well as our iTunes feed, as well as our Podbean. We are now, once again, releasing the audio only of these podcasts. So if you just want to listen to us instead of watch us on YouTube, you can go there and find our feed to that as well. So it's your one-stop shop. If you want to go directly, though, to facebook.com, it is facebook.com/4 Midwest Guys, or you can search 4 Midwest Guys for us there. Twitter, it's @4 Midwest Guys. Instagram is @4 Midwest Guys. There's a lot of behind-the-scenes photos, fun little pictures and stuff that are posted there about the podcast as a whole. Brian, where can they find you, sir? On both
Stardust and Twitter. They can
Yep.
find me at Inkzone.
at Angzone, and you can also find me at Stardust and Twitter at bwilly1977. So plenty of ways to reach us, plenty of ways to reach out to us. Please, we'd like some feedback from you guys. At some point, I'm going to start adding questions, I think, to this podcast. I'll reach out for some feedback here shortly. So we'll be doing that in the near future. So be looking for that as well. Brian, anything else you want to add before we go?
No.
Okay. All right. Well, thanks for joining us, my friend.
Thanks for having me.
And as always, this is B. Willie saying, may the force be with you always.